Let's start with the basic message. Repeat after me. ICE out of Baltimore.
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 ICE out of Maryland.
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 Trump out of
Maryland.
ICE out of Maryland.
Trump out of D.C.
Trump out of D.C. for real.
Trump everywhere.
ICE out of 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 everywhere.
By all means, please help. All right, repeat after me. Abolish ICE, shut it down.
Abolish ICE, shut it down.
In every city, every town.
In every city, every town.
Abolish ICE, shut it down.
Abolish ICE, shut it down.
In every city, every town.
In every city, every town.
Abolish ICE, shut it down.
Abolish ICE, shut it down.
In every city, every town.
In every city, every town.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Immigrants are welcome here.
Immigrants are welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Say it loud and say it clear.
Immigrants are welcome here.
Immigrants are welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Immigrants are welcome here.
Immigrants are welcome here.
No fear, no hate.
No fear, no hate.
No more ICE in our state.
No more ICE in our state.
No fear, no hate.
No fear, no hate.
No ICE in our state.
No ICE in our state.
No fear, no hate.
No fear, no hate.
No more ICE in our state.
No more ICE in our state.
All right, make some noise. Let me hear you. When was always a sign of great. Awesome. Let's check in and see if we're going to have people talking soon. Thanks, everyone. Make noise.
Home signs. Home fries.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Jennifer Blaylock, and I am one of the leaders for Indivisible Baltimore County. Thank you to everyone who was able to show up today and rally in support for Pastor Danial Fuentes Espinal. It is important for Marylanders to understand that what is happening in our communities is not normal. It is not normal when a pillar of the community is targeted and taken to a detention center for something that amounts to a paperwork issue, and then is sent out of state where they are at threat of removal from our country. This is not normal. Maryland Indivisible leaders convened this weekend, and the number one issue of concern for our team members is what ICE is doing to Maryland communities.
Right.
We have Indivisible leaders here from around our state in support of our neighbors. If you are an immigrant, we see the risk that you are facing in your everyday lives. You are owed due process in this country, no matter your story, no matter your background. We want you to know that we are here for you, and we will be marching for you tonight. Maryland Indivisible leaders continue to reach out to immigrant support organizations such as CASA. And we are asking that organizations and communities reach out to their local indivisible chapters. Please put our volunteers to work for you.
Yeah.
I want to say some important thank yous. Thank you to Len Foxwell, friend of Pastor Daniel Fuentes Espinal, who will be speaking on behalf of the pastor's family and friends this evening. He's right here. I want to say thank you to Senator Van Hollen, Senator Alsobrooks, Representative Olszewski, Elfrith, Mfume, and Ivy, who showed up for Marylanders today at the George H. Fallon Detention Center in an effort to perform congressional oversight duties. We do recognize your effort. Thank you. I want to thank Jarvis Raghavan, Senator Van Hollen's Regional Director for Baltimore City, for being with us here today and speaking on behalf of Senator Van Hollen's efforts. Thank you to City Councilwoman Odette Ramos, who constantly shows up for Baltimore City and will be speaking to us again tonight. Thank you to Lorena Diaz from ACLU Maryland's policy team. I want to thank members of the Congregation Action Network who are also here tonight on behalf of a faith leader. I want to thank all members and leaders for Indivisible who are here with us tonight. They came from as far as Washington County. Most importantly, I want to thank the community organizers and community members who continue to show up here week after week ever since Kilmar Abrego Garcia was illegally taken from Maryland, who advocate and bring visibility to the stories of our neighbors. You are all a reminder that we will get through this because of community members who care. Thank you so much. Woo!
Hello everyone, thanks for being here. Thank you Jen, thanks Indivisible. And I just have a statement on behalf of Senator Chris Van Hollen as he couldn't be here today. I want to thank you all for gathering to protest the abduction and detention of Pastor Daniel Fuentes Espinal and others like him. Just this morning, ICE blocked me and my colleagues from entering their facility to gather information about conditions inside and how people are being treated. If ICE had nothing to hide, they would have let us in. Donald Trump wants to conduct his inhumane and lawless deportation operation in the dark, and we can't let him get away with that. That's why we came this morning, and that's why I'm so grateful that tonight we've passed the torch to you. I want to thank Councilwoman Odette Ramos, Len Foxwell, and Jen Blaylock and the Indivisible Baltimore County team for organizing this rally. And I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. You're all here because you know the truth. When it comes to immigration enforcement, the Trump administration is not focused primarily on targeting the most dangerous criminals living in the U.S. Their own data shows that they are snatching up anyone they can find as they pursue their mass deportation agenda. A case in point is the detention of Pastor Espinal. My team is engaged with Pastor Espinal's family, and we will continue to work on his case with all of you, as we also continue to work on so many others. The Trump administration also used this building to hold Kilmar Abrego Garcia, whom they deported to El Salvador in defiance of the Constitution and in defiance of court orders. The Bukele, and then of course went to El Salvador to fight for his return. The Bukele regime in El Salvador tried to stonewall me and prevent me from meeting with Kilmar Abrego. We should all take note that Trump is now using the same authoritarian playbook to cut off detained people from the outside world. And we cannot let them. We must fight every day in every way to expose the truth, hold Trump accountable, and there's no one I'd rather fight alongside than all of you. Together we will preserve our Constitution and protect our neighbors. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you a big surprise here. Donald Trump lied. I know. Let's go to exclusive coverage. Donald Trump told us that he was going to stem the flow of immigrants across the southern border. Remember that? Donald Trump said he was going to rid the country of gangs and save our communities from the most violent criminals of them all. What he didn't tell us is he was going to use the power of the United States government to hunt innocent people down like dogs on the roadways and highways and back alleys of Maryland. People who have done nothing wrong, have given back to their communities, people of faith, people with families, and lock them up in conditions to which he would not even submit his pets. I tell you about Pastor Fuentes Espinal, if I may. I've known him for over a decade. Pastor Fuentes Espinal is a devout member of our community. He is a pillar of our community in Eastern Maryland. Whenever somebody is in need of shelter, he opens his door and gives them a room. Whenever somebody is in need of a hot meal, he not only opens his door, he brings them to the table and feeds them as if they were a member of his own family. And when they need to be clothed, he opens his closet and invites them to take what they will. This is a man who lives in accordance with the teachings of his faith. He is a pillar of our community. He is a working man, 3 beautiful children at home. 24 years he has lived in the United States, and not once has he ever been charged with a crime, much less convicted.
Shame.
Right. This is not what Donald Trump campaigned on. This is not what the American people want. This is not what we asked for. This is not what we expect, and it sure as hell is not what we deserve. I am so grateful to Jen Blaylock and to the team from Indivisible Baltimore County and to their sister organizations for bringing us here together today. I am so grateful to Councilwoman Odette Ramos, who never fails to show up, to stand up, and to speak out for what's right. Thank you so much, Councilwoman, for being here. And I am so grateful to Senator Van Hollen, to Senator Alsobrooks, to Congressman Fume, Congresswoman Sarah Elfreth, Congressman Glenn Ivey, for standing up and exposing the subhuman conditions under which these people are being held. I'll leave you with this, because we got a lot of work to do. If a man of Pastor Fuentes Espinal's stature in the community can be pulled over on the roadside by a bunch of bandits, arrested, hauled to Salisbury, then Baltimore, then transferred to Louisiana before his family can even organize their thoughts, I got news for you. None of us are safe.
That's right.
Time for trying to understand these people is over. It's now time to get to work. It's time to mobilize. It's time to fight. It's time to be strategic. Thank you so very much for being here on behalf of this family. It truly means the world to them, and it means the world to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Len, for showing up for Pastor Daniel. We really appreciate it. City Councilwoman Ramos. Good afternoon, Baltimore. Good afternoon. Yes. We're here. We're hot. It's a Monday, but we're here, right? And we're showing Baltimore and Trump and the world that what is happening is unacceptable. It is inhumane.
Yes.
And exactly what that sign says, it is looks exactly like what happened several years ago, right? I mean, we're seeing stuff from the dictatorship playbook here. And that is not what we're all about here in Baltimore. That is not what we're all about in the United States. And all of you are here. Thank you for making sure that everybody knows that this is a problem. And all of you are here, it's very important because a lot of members of my community, the Latino community, are very scared that the years of investment and involvement in the community are just going to go away because someone decided they looked brown. That is racial profiling. That is racial profiling. Boo is right. Right? The city just went through a consent decree, or is still going on a consent decree, because our police were acting in an unconstitutional way. We have retrained them, we have reformed them, and now this other piece of law enforcement is going exactly against that, targeting our Latino families. They are just waiting in supermarkets for anybody that looks brown to be able to tackle them and send them away. Shame! 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 That's exactly right. And everybody sees it. I was with a group of young people this afternoon, inspiring young people, trying to do the right thing, doing a lot of education, wanting to know all of the laws so that they can help their friends. Our young people see it every day that this is wrong, and they want to be a part of making it right, just like all of you. There's so many ways to get involved. In addition to being in the heat every Monday, there are ways to get involved, as there's the American Bar Association has opportunity for court watching. We need people, you don't have to be a lawyer, you can just court watch. We need people to be standby guardians, because you know what? They are separating families. Isn't that heartbreaking? I'm a mom, I can't even imagine. And families have to plan for separation. Can you imagine? Horrible. So not only do we have to stop that, but we have to make sure that our kids are going to be okay. So we need standby guardians. And there's lots of ways to get involved with bystander trainings, etc. So we need everybody to be a part of this to stop it from happening from anybody else. And if you see an ICE interaction, whip out that phone. Whip out that phone, okay? Make sure you know their rights, and that the victim knows their rights as well, okay? And make sure you report it, and we've got to come after them, all right? Make sure they identify themselves, because who the heck knows who's under that mask? Who's under that mask? They're not identifying themselves. So I am so glad that all of you are here, because again, my community is very, very scared, and we need people to lift up our voices and to show that Baltimore is not going to accept this. This is not what we're about, and we're not going to accept it. So I'm grateful to all of you for being here. I'm so grateful to our delegation who tried to get into the Fallon building today, and just like with the senator, yes. Senator Van Hollen is an inspirational leader who does not just wait for something to happen. He's just going to go and see if he can get in. He's going to take a trip down to El Salvador and see if he can go, right? That is the kind of leadership that we need from everybody. And we also want to, and so he is an example for all of us, right? He's an example for all of us to go and do what we can. So they were denied today. They were denied entry today. And like he said in his statement, they wouldn't have denied him if they didn't have anything to hide, right? The conditions that our neighbors are in are abysmal conditions. They do not deserve that. So I want to thank you all for being here. We are going to continue the fight. We are going to do everything we can to protect our residents. And really to also, again, I want to be clear, Baltimore is a place where we double down on our diversity, and we protect our immigrants, and we can love whoever we want to love and be whoever we want to be. And that is the Baltimore that we love. And that's because of all of you. So celebrate that every single day. And being involved in Baltimore is important, and that in itself is an act of resistance. By being involved in our city and making sure and holding us accountable, being a part of the diversity that we love, that in itself is an act of resistance. Do everything you can, whenever you can, to make this work, and we're going to keep fighting. And I want to thank you all for being here and being such an inspiration for me and for all of us. as we continue this work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We need more public servants in office. Next we have Lorena Diaz from the ACLU of Maryland. She's bringing numbers and facts, everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Lorena and I'm part of the public policy team at the ACLU of Maryland. As a proud Salvadoreña and the daughter of immigrant parents, this issue hits incredibly close to home. Like countless other individuals, my family and my friends have also been impacted by race and deportation and violence.
Louder!
Thank you to the organizers and for this incredible community for showing up week after week and supporting one another. While we're seeing stories like Pastor Fuentes being picked up by ICE, many others are falling victims to 287G programs across the state, where local police are doing the dirty work of ICE. This isn't isolated, it's a growing threat across our state, and we've seen the numbers increase in a very short period. In just 6 months, we've seen it nearly triple in Maryland. We had 3 counties with 287G programs. We currently have 8, meaning over a third of Maryland counties are turning local law enforcement into ICE agents, and it's growing every week. Soon, it'll be hard to drive between counties without finding yourself in a 287G county, where a traffic stop could lead to being sent to a detention center in Louisiana within days. What we're witnessing isn't a one-off, it's a systemic injustice. At the heart of it is a 287G program, a voluntary program that turns police into agents for ICE. It is Trump's top tool for ramping up deportation, and it is being used to target, detain, and disappear Black and brown communities. Now, Wacomico, Talbot, and other counties across the Eastern Shore and state are trying to join this dangerous program, expanding a pipeline of fear, separation, and family destabilization. Let's be clear, this is not about public safety. It is about fear, it is about control, and criminalizing our communities. This is a racist practice. It is not a coincidence that right down the road from where Pastor Espinal got arrested in Wacomico County, that sheriff just announced he's talking to ICE about signing into 287G program. This county has a predominant number of Haitian community members. This is deliberate, and we have to show up the same way that we are showing up here in Baltimore. We have to show up for our communities across the Eastern Shore and across Maryland. Right. These people who are being targeted are pastors, they're day laborers, they're chicken plant and farm workers, they're our parents, our neighbors, and everyday folks. They are not threats, they are not criminals. Right. They are people who are just going home, they're driving to work, they're picking up their children, they're dropping them off at school. These are our neighbors who are getting dragged out of the cars, out of car windows by masked and unidentified ICE agents. And we will not fall for the false propaganda that ICE is only targeting criminals, because we know that is false.
Right. They're the criminals.
Right. Just last week, the Baltimore Banner reported on new data from ICE itself that tells us what we've known all along. Trump and immigration enforcement are indiscriminately targeting and terrorizing non-white immigrants.
Yes, they are.
Here in Maryland since May, when Stephen Miller set a quota of arresting 3,000 immigrants every day nationally, 72% of those ICE arrested and abducted have never been convicted of a crime, and almost 60% had never even been charged with a crime. For 287G in Maryland specifically, which has always targeted innocent and Black and brown Marylanders with low-level charges, 92% of 287G detainers in Maryland through 2024 were people with either no criminal conviction or just a minor traffic offense. 287G doesn't just separate families. It destroys trust, it pushes people into the shadows, and breeds fear long before anyone is detained. Just 2 weeks ago, my dad called me to say that a family member had been picked up by ICE from Glen Burnie and it was being detained here right in Baltimore. ICE agents warned that his wife was also on their list. And so out of fear, she chose to self-deport with her 2 U.S. citizen children. Let that sink in. A mother felt so unsafe in her own home that she decided to take her 2 small kids and left the country rather than being risked to be ripped apart by ICE. These kids are now being uprooted from their lives, from their school, from their friends, from their communities. This is trauma, and we cannot allow for this to continue to happen.
Right.
But I'm here to tell you that there is hope, and there is power. There is power in numbers, there is power in our political pressure. We are fighting back not just through mutual aid, but through organizing and policy change. Together we can end 287G in Maryland. If our neighbors in Delaware just did it a month ago, why can't we? Maryland likes to call itself a very progressive state, so it needs to show up as a progressive state for our community. We can build a state that protects, not persecutes, our neighbors. Last session, so this past session, there was a bill that would have banned 287G. While it passed in the House, it did not get voted out of the Senate. There was fear of Trump retaliation. And sorry to tell you all, Trump was going to do what he was going to do regardless of what we passed.
Right.
We can't give up on our communities in advance because the stakes are too high. And we're seeing that happen. We must end 287G programs next session. Our elected officials in Annapolis can no longer ignore this crisis. When you leave here, please email your state reps to ask that they publicly support doing what our neighbors in Delaware just did last month and end 287G once and for all. They have the responsibility to act and to protect our friends, our families, our neighbors, and our loved ones.
Right.
Thank you for standing in community and solidarity. The work continues.
Stay planning! HB 1222, that was the bill. That was the bill that we almost passed in its entirety that would have removed 287G agreements. That does not mean that we can't still do it.
Right.
If at first you don't succeed, we've got to call and call again, constantly. And if we can pressure our elected officials to potentially reconvene in an emergency, we should do it.
Right.
What are the forces that are happening behind the scenes that made 287G agreements not get passed? It is something that we should all be questioning.
Right. Right.
Next, we have a leader for indivisible Baltimore City. What's up, everybody? I hope you're still staying cool. It's hot, but it's okay. We're gonna keep coming.
Yeah.
So my name is Steffi, and as you heard, I'm serving my people here in the city, right here where you're sitting right now. But as we know, it doesn't matter how progressive we call ourselves, it's how we present ourselves that matters.
Right.
Words don't mean anything if we don't act the way we need to serve our community, to serve our neighbors.
Right.
What I want to tell you is, when we show up for those who may not look like us, that's a reflection of who we truly should be.
Right.
We should keep aspiring to be the best versions of who we are. Our past may not have reflected that. Let's be honest about that. But our future can.
Yes, it can.
We need to remember what empathy feels like deep in our bones. We need to remember that this is what we need to pass down to those after us, our children. We need to remember to understand that those who are our neighbors, those who may not speak our languages, those who may not look like us, those who may not eat the same foods, who may not believe in the same God that you believe in, still,
are important, valuable human beings that we all should be fighting for.
Right.
I do want to let you know that there are some of us who may be exhausted, tired, because this doesn't end.
Right.
But we wake up every day and we say, bring it on.
Right.
There's a group of leaders around all of Maryland coming together through Indivisible, working to find ways to bring on whatever skills, whatever time, whatever resources people have got, whatever any energy you have left. People are coming together to say enough is enough.
Right.
When we see these things happening, when we see our neighbors getting snatched up by ICE, we say enough is enough.
Right.
We're not gonna wait around and see if somebody else is gonna do something. Who's gonna do something?
We're gonna do something. Right.
It is us. Every single second and moment you wait is a moment that is valuable to that person's life.
Right.
We can't wait.
No.
So when we see our people getting taken, we act immediately.
Yes, we do.
have coalesced together and we have said every single time we see another event happen, we make sure that information is shared and we make sure we move fast.
Right.
Because we don't have time to waste.
Right.
People's lives cannot be just on the sideline waiting for people to decide whether or not they will do something.
Right.
So I do want to hear from you. When somebody's getting snatched up, are you going to wait around and see?
Absolutely.
Okay, when you see ICE coming around, you're wondering what's going on. Are you going to wait around and see?
No.
Okay, when you're seeing people getting stripped away from their families, you're seeing parents taken away from their kids. Are you going to wait around and see?
No.
Okay, well, this is the energy you need to bring every single time.
Right.
It's going to get exhausting. It's going to get tiring. You're going to be
Right.
wondering, how can I do this more? You're just going to have to get up and do it again. Because
Right.
you know what? Who can't decide whether or not I have the energy or not? The ones being snatched. If you're on the outside, that means you have power. If you're on the outside, that means you have the resources to help.
Right.
You have a voice, you can help.
Right.
Can you walk? You can help.
Right.
So this is just to inform you that it's not just Indivisible, but this is specifically for Indivisible that I'm talking about, that we are doing exactly that. We're walking the walk, we're coming together, we're finding ways to join each other. When one of us falls, the next one stands up and says, you know what, I got it, let's keep going.
Good.
Because this is not a marathon, this is not a sprint. And it's also not a marathon either. I know we like to say that, but I say this is a relay.
Right.
Because we need to pass the baton to each other or retire, because we're going to keep going until this gets to the end that we want to see.
Exactly.
I do want to thank all of you for being here. What I want to see is 5 times, 10 times, 50 times this. I do want you to talk to your friends, talk to your family members, have those hard conversations, get them to come on out.
Right.
It's enough to be silent. It's enough to wait.
Right.
We can't do this anymore because
we
this
can't.
moment will define who we are. This moment is going to define who this country is. This moment will define who our city, our state, what it represents.
Right.
So please, whether those conversations are hard, whether it makes you uncomfortable, that is the part of the resistance that we will not see. But that is truly where we need to start. Start at home.
Right.
The people who don't want to hear it, let them have it.
Right. Right.
Let them have it. I'm going to wrap up by saying this. I don't just tell people to do. I don't just talk. I show up here because I show up everywhere.
Good.
Those of you who know me know I just don't stop. And as a matter of fact, you should ask black women what they do actually.
Yes.
That's actually what we do.
Yes.
Isn't it not? It don't matter how tired, how pissed the hell off we are, how disappointed, how angry. But you know what? We don't got a choice.
Right.
We have to keep pushing.
Right.
So if you see the people who are continuing to push despite every instance, every evidence that they should sit the hell down because they have fought enough, if those people are still standing up and fighting, you have no right.
Right.
Sit the hell anywhere. Right. No. Because when those legs get tired, just say, well, how many miles is tired. So I will tell you this, I will keep fighting. It doesn't matter how tired, how exhausted, I will look to my friends, I will look to my neighbors, I will look to those who show up, and I'll say, you know what, you take this round. Give me a minute. I'll breathe for a second, but I'll get back up. But that's what I will do. That is the commitment I will make. I will make to all my neighbors, all of my friends, all those who may not even look like me.
Right.
Woo! You don't have to look like me for me to fight for you.
Right.
I do want to ask you, are you ready to fight for your community?
Yes,
Steffi for office, just saying. I don't know why my eyes are watering, but it might have had something to do with that. I would like to bring up a former community organizer and current delegate, Kathy Forbes. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for being here today, first of all. Every time you show up and say what's happening isn't right is an important moment. And every time you leave here and you go back and tell people what's happening isn't right, it's important. So I really appreciate you all here on this Monday evening in the heat and sitting here. I particularly appreciate the people with the due process signs. I mean, due process was part of the Bill of Rights from 1791. So when people are defending what's happening, they are not following our Constitution. They are not following our country's history. They are cruel. And it is unacceptable, and it's unacceptable to all of us.
Right.
So thank you for defending due process. It's as important as our freedom of speech, our freedom of the press, all of it. And all of it is under attack right now.
Right.
And we see it every day. And that sign, if you're not angry, it's because you're watching Fox News, is true. It is so upsetting. It's hard to know if what you're doing is making a difference. But it is, because you're paying attention, because you're here today, because you're sharing with other people, and you're saying this is not our America. Like what you're doing, we don't have mass people without warrants, without badges, attacking people and taking them in. We don't follow people out of Lowe's to the McDonald's and take them into custody like they did for Pastor Daniel. We just don't do that. That's not okay with us. So I thank you all for being here. I love the relay metaphor because it is tiresome to watch fires burning everywhere and not feeling like you have the power to help, but you do have the power to help.
Yes.
You're here and you're working hard, and we're not going to let this stand. We're going to continue to work towards the next election cycle. We're going to continue to work in the next legislative session on that 287G legislation. I mean, I think I voted for it 3 times. And it kept coming back with it stripped out. We kept attaching it in the House and sending it back to the Maryland Senate. So make sure your elected officials know how you feel. Make sure they know what you care about and where your values are and where you think Maryland's values are.
Right.
Because we have a supermajority in both our House and our Senate in Maryland, and we could not get that 287G legislation passed.
Right.
Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it, and I walk every step with you, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you.
Woo!
ICE out of Baltimore.
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 ICE out of Maryland.
ICE out of Maryland.
ICE out of Maryland.
ICE out of Maryland.
ICE out of
se puede.
I want to thank you all for being here tonight. We are going to march tonight because there are people that need us to take risks.
Right.
There are people at risk every single day of getting taken from the street, so we will go to the street.
Right.
Thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone. We recognize that it can be challenging for many, but it is important. And we are going to do what we ask our elected officials to do for us.
Right.
We are going to take a quick water break, and then we are going to march. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thank you.
Quick route information. We are going to start on the sidewalks. We are going to take a left on Calvert. We are then going to take a left on Lombard. And then we will be walking to the Fallon Building. Community organizers walk this path every single week. They are here every Monday. They have been here since Kilmar Abrego Garcia was taken illegally. So it's just about a half mile, but we can do this. To get a water, do not step outside of where your marshals are leading you, and we will get moving momentarily.
If anyone would like to sign the PPA, we have 3 extra ones if someone wants something to hold. Okay, really quick. I saw your hand up. Actually, we have one more. One more sign. Would you like to sign?
And then like drop all down it. Like we got to continue the momentum and just give people
I need that video. You recorded me when I was reading off the signs.
Reading off the sign?
Yeah, you were just recording over here.
Yeah, we doing the job.
Yeah.
Baltimore! ICE out of Baltimore! ICE
Yeah. How you doing? Good. Good. You went well? You?
I'm gonna buy t-shirts that have your YouTube title on it so that people know for you to wear.
Wow. That's cool.
I honestly should do that.
Huh?
I will do that.
Oh, thank you. Good.
Hemos sido vencidos, el pueblo unido
I'm not doing it right, sorry.
Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
I'm gonna take a car. Yeah. We'll just got past. I'm gonna take a shortcut. I'm all good. It was kind of dangerous. Yeah.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
ICE, KKK, IOF, they're all the same. KKK, IOF, they're all the same. KKK, IOF, they're all the same. Woo! ICE! ICE!
It's how you doing?
Nice to see you.
I see you got a new office right there, but that's the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on Park Ave.
Huh?
On Park Ave, yeah.
Yeah. When it will open?
Well, I'm not sure yet.
Honk if you hate ICE! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
Please. Back, the free after-match Messiah. You said that Mexican.
If it's the thing, that's again?
Huh?
If it's the thing.
Oh, true. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
the Mexican immigration?
You're funny.
Yeah.
You're a funny guy. We gotta protect them because good ass food.
Yeah.
Baby whipping.
Yeah.
Power to the people! No one is illegal! Power to the people! No one is illegal! Justice is our demand, no peace on stolen land. Justice is our demand, no peace on ICE! ICE!
please do. If you have the ability to donate to organizations like CASA that are helping with legal aid and getting people to the Amicus Center for Immigrant Justice, please do what you can. Indivisible Baltimore County is partnering with the American Bar Association's Commission for Immigration. We are helping get people inside, volunteers to just keep an eye out on so that we can submit data back and find out what actually is going on. We need transparency as a community. Find your ways to help. If it is in court observation, if it is in accompaniment for immigrants, if it is showing up at CASA and other immigrant support networks to figure out what you can do, please just do it because we need all of us. One more time, show me what community looks like. Show me what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Show me what community looks like. This is 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 what community looks like. Thank you to everyone that showed up, that spoke their minds, that shouted out loud, that walked in the streets. It helps everyone to know that you are here for them, so please keep doing it in whatever way you can. Thank you so much, everybody.
I'd like to interview the drummer.
Everyone, if you have a couple of minutes, we have community organizers and just members of the community that would like to speak a few words. We would really appreciate it.
Can I borrow that? You gotta just pull the trigger.
Yeah, you're good. It's great!
Hello? El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. We've been talking about the need for urgency today, and it's true. We need to call on the Maryland General Assembly to call an emergency session.
Right.
DSA of Greater Baltimore has a letter campaign already running. This is the QR code. Let's tell the delegates and the senators we want an emergency session immediately.
Right.
There's no time to waste.
Right.
Right now, 8 counties in Maryland have active agreements with ICE. These programs deputize local law enforcement to enforce federal immigration laws in county jails.
Well, let me take it.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Turning detention centers into extensions of federal immigration enforcement. 287 agreements literally turn local law enforcement into ICE agents. 287G agreements are not isolated, they're expanding. Frederick, Hartford, and Cecil counties had long-standing agreements, and now Carroll, Allegheny, and St. Mary's just signed agreements this year. We need to tell them no! We need to use the General Assembly to tell them no! No 287G agreements! No Maryland dollars abducting our neighbors! Bill Ferguson betrayed us! Fuck Bill Ferguson! Bill Ferguson undermined the 287G ban! And that's why I'm so angry. There is a story that's not being told and he needs to tell it. We need the 287G agreements banned now. He needs to do his job. He needs to represent Maryland.
if we're going to call ourselves progressive, if we're going to call ourselves a democratic state, we need to act it. We need to show it in all of our policies, including defending our immigrant neighbors. 287G agreements underline law enforcement. In Maryland, it makes immigrants scared to report crimes. That makes things dangerous for all of us. 287G agreements lead to racial profiling. If you're a person that doesn't look like me or some of the other people here, you're a target. You can be abducted off the streets. And they use the 287G agreement as an excuse. They've already abducted U.S. citizens off the streets and held them. They're diverting our dollars and spending it to attack our friends and our neighbors. And even our religious leaders.
86 to 87G!
When it reached the Senate, the 287G ban was stripped away from the final bill. Instead, they passed a compromise that prohibits formal agreements but still mandates certain notifications to ICE, leaving existing agreements in place. There are sheriffs in Maryland that are salivating to arrest our neighbors. We need to tell them no! We cannot allow this to stand. We must demand action now. Our state leaders need to act like our city leaders here in Baltimore. They need to stand with us and our neighbors. Ban all existing 287G agreements immediately. Sign the letter. Spam them. Add your personal note. Make sure that they know this is your voice. It's not just a campaign. It's all of our voices. Add your personal comments when you write this letter. Tell them how you feel. I hope you're as angry as I am. And I want to thank the House members who passed HB 122 with the ban. You did the right thing. Now we need to get the entire state to do the right thing. I hope you'll forgive my foul language and my passion.
Thank you! Thank you for your passion! Thank you!
I'm a Cuban American. I may not look it, pero por eso digo que el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. No va a secuestrar a nuestros vecinos. They're not stealing our neighbors. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you!
Thank you.
I'm with the People's Power.
What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? And if we don't get it, 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 shut it down. Hello, everybody. Thank you for thank you Eyes on Ice for putting together this event. I always love coming out here and showing solidarity with the people fighting the Gestapo, the slave catchers that are running through our neighborhoods, terrorizing black and brown communities. My name is Carrington. I'm with the People's Power Assembly. I'm also a worker at the Walters Art Museum and a member of the newly formed Walters Workers United. So what I want to get up here and talk about is connecting the struggle between my brown brothers, sisters, and siblings battling ICE and my black brothers, sisters, and siblings battling racist BPD. Because the tactics that ICE used to snatch Kilmar Abrego Garcia, to snatch the pastor that we're here for today, are the same tactics that BPD used to kill Bilal Abdullah, the famous Arabber from West Baltimore, while he was in the middle of a mental health crisis. I know we heard today that our police have been reformed and they're better, but the same neighborhoods that ICE agents come from outside of the city, and they bring their racism here to terrorize brown communities, Their neighbors are BPD officers that bring that same racism here to terrorize my black brothers, sisters, and siblings in this city. The issue is the fact that we, the people, do not have an ability to challenge this system directly, and that comes from demanding power in the workplace. We need full unionization of the city of Baltimore, because when workers have the power to decide what is best for them, they're not going to decide that what's best for them is snatching up their neighbors, snatching up their co-workers, snatching up their kids, snatching up their friends and family. They're going to decide what they need is money for jobs, money for housing, money for education, money to fund public transportation, money to fund schools, for things like that. And where can we get this money? We can get this money from the militarization in the police force, from the militarization of ICE. We can get that money from there and put it to our communities and actually do something. That comes with demanding people power. That comes with demanding unionization of the workplace. There's no reason Baltimore shouldn't be unionized anymore. This city used to be strong with unions. Black and brown workers used to work at Bethlehem Steel and other workplaces, had well-paying jobs, had unions to back them up with political power. But what happened? Redlining happened. Racism happened. White supremacy happened. Things that led to the death of BJ, the death of Freddie Gray, that led to the abduction of Kilmar Garcia, and the pastor, I'm sorry I'm forgetting his name. But what we need to do is do what we did, our comrades did out in LA. When the SEIU president, the union president, was arrested for him protesting ICE, for him protesting people getting snatched up, arrested, and beat, what did SEIU do? They threatened a general strike. When we do that second chant, what do we want justice? If we don't get it, shut it down. We need to shut it down. I am tired of just passing information and watching kids, watching mothers, watching fathers get snatched off the street. I'm tired of passing around hashtags. I want to shut it down and bring them all home. There is no reason they shouldn't be home. There is no reason they shouldn't be home, other than white supremacy. And I say down with white supremacy, anyone who supports it, and anyone who gets money or anything from it. Thank you and have a great day.
Anyone else?
Good evening. Good evening. Let me hear you say, ICE out of Baltimore! ICE out of Baltimore! ICE out of Baltimore! ICE out of Baltimore! ICE out of everywhere! ICE out of everywhere! ICE out of everywhere! ICE out of everywhere! The time for niceness is over. We cannot be polite to people who fucking hate us. We will not be polite to leaders who claim to work for us and do fucking nothing. We cannot stand by anymore. Get active. Let's talk about legality. Lots of this shit is legal. Slavery was legal. Segregation was legal. Slavery still is legal. The things that are moral are not always legal. And we have to do what is moral. If they decide that this gathering is illegal, are we going to stop showing up? No! If they decide that our signs are illegal, are we going to stop showing up? No! Why? Because we give a shit! Because we give a shit! Because these are our fucking neighbors! Right! We deserve justice. We deserve liberation for everyone in Baltimore, in Maryland, in the United States, in Palestine, in Sudan, in the Congo, all over
previous speaker's energy here, but I also want to talk about some important issues. So hello everyone, first of all, I'm Leopoldo. I am part of the Party for Socialism and Liberation here in Baltimore. And thank you, Eyes on Eyes, for inviting us and for all of you for showing up. So we're out here today because a man has been kidnapped, one of our neighbors here in Maryland. And he has been sent to a prison 100 miles away to Louisiana. When ICE detained Pastor Danial Fuentes Espinal, they justified it by pointing to the fact that he has been in the U.S. for longer than the allowed 6 months in his visa. They claim that this is a crime worthy of separating a man from his entire family. Shame! Shame! Of severing him from the life that he has built over the past 24 years. Shame! Shame! And of denying him his necessary medications while he was being held in a bedless room right in front of us. Shame! While the ruling class will claim that they do this for our safety, to protect us from these criminals, we know that who are the actual criminals that are putting our lives and safety in danger. ICE. It is not the immigrants or the so-called minorities, but the ruling class and their allies who have ordered mass abductions of our neighbors, our family, and our friends without due process. Shame! It is the ruling class who keeps our people imprisoned in horrible conditions without regard to their health for days on end, and it is they who ordered the police, their faithful watchdogs, to employ the use of flashbangs, tear gas, and all sorts of violent measures against the peaceful protesters defending their neighborhood against terror. It is the same capitalists who profited from the United Fruit Company taking over Honduras and running it simply as a plantation to exploit the people and plunder their resources. They not only appropriated their lands and the labor of their country, but also funded the CIA to train anti-communist death squads in Honduras and other parts around the world, which ultimately created the unsafe conditions that would make many people like Pastor Espinal want to risk their lives and leave their homes to try to seek refuge in other parts around the world. Shame! Shame! If there are any criminals in this situation, it is the U.S. capitalist ruling class that seeks to dominate and exploit the world and then wage war on these same immigrants, refugees, and communities when they seek to escape the instability that the U.S. imperialism has created in the first place. Shame! Shame! People like Pastor Espinal, who come to the U.S. not because of the successes of U.S. capitalism, but because of the terror that the imperialism has caused in their own country. These acts of terror, by the way, were bipartisan. We cannot expect that the same Democrats who have been carrying out a genocide in Palestine, who also deported more people in a single term than previously before, and who have conducted coups and regime changes throughout Latin America to change the system. Shame! It is an indictment of the entire capitalist system that it has produced exploitation of labor in scales and conditions rivaling those of slavery. That it has caused and accelerated the plundering and decimation of our natural resources. Has forced the displacement of countless peoples and produced endless wars. Capitalism gives the power to the U.S. and multinational corporations to line their pockets with the blood and sweat of the global South. Shame! Capitalism means that for every point the stock market rises, a family in Honduras or elsewhere around the world loses their meals. Shame! So we must take a step back and confront the root cause of this unjust system, because we know who is to blame for the terrible conditions in which we live today. While the ruling class wants us to believe that it is because we're all struggling for jobs and groceries right now because of our immigrant neighbors, we understand that it is the capitalist system and the ruling class who have actually denied us the ability to provide a decent life for ourselves and our families. Stand with our immigrant communities and fight for a new system, one that guarantees the rights of its citizens to live peacefully and without fear of deportation, and which offers the resources and services necessary to live a dignified life. We must make it clear that not only are immigrants welcome in this country, but that they are a crucial component of what makes this country what it is. And so we have to join the fight to defend our neighbors from the terrorism of the U.S. ruling class, and together we must strive to create an entirely new system. So, as we have all done today, I implore us all to continue the fight to remove ICE from our city, but not only that, to abolish ICE entirely, to keep fighting the good fight to protect and defend our immigrant community, and to continue fighting for a world where all immigrants are protected under the law and granted their full human rights. Together we can make this a reality, because united there is no other outcome but victory. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Thank you, everyone.
Everyone, I just wanted to bring your attention to a resource that is probably not well known. It's really, we just found this out. It's really challenging for our senators to get involved in constituent cases unless they have not already filled out forms from their website. So if you have a neighbor, family member, friend that is at risk, consider going to allsupports.senate.gov and vanhollen.senate.gov and having them fill out like a constituent case form so that they and then print it out and give it to somebody that can hold it and keep it safe should they get disappeared. So please keep that in mind. Just try to go to the website. Right, I don't know if it's something that you have to like fill in as like on the computer and then print it out, or if it's just that you can print out the form and like handwrite it. So just be aware of those two potentials and your risk profile for whatever it is. But just be aware of that and start spreading the information on that so that we can help as many people as we can. Thank you guys for coming so much.
Hey everybody, if I can follow up on that before you walk away, a little bit more information about that. And like Jen said, we just found this out as a director of constituent services for Senator Also Brooks just approached us. When this form is filled out on behalf of someone who is at risk, and if you're holding it as their trusted person, if your person is disappeared, you need to submit this form to the senator's office. Then and only then can the senator get involved. This form will have the information they need and consent to get involved in their behalf. So consider being a safe person for your neighbors and friends. Hold on to these forms on their behalf and keep it safe. And if something does happen, then you turn it into the senator for them. Thank you.
Yeah, so we actually, so we're privacy cars, we have